Through HTTP, we can able to interact with the database. So if you look into here, Notepad, MS Paint, okay. In this MS Paint, okay, I have a server. Clear my point? I have a web server. I have two web servers. One web server will have client project. The second web server, I have API project. So here I built an API. The API will talk to the database. Clear my point? I am built an API. What is the mean by API? Application Programming Interface. Clear my point? What is meant by API? API is nothing but Application Programming Interface. And this API will talk to the database. This API will talk to database. Clear my point? So here I have a user interface application. It can be anything. I have a user interface application, UI application. It can be in Angular. Okay. It can be in React. It can be in .NET, ASP.NET Core. It can be Java UI application, etc. You can build anything. Now, both applications are independent or same? Both are two different application or same application?
Different.
Come again?
Different.
But the syntax is different.
Both are different applications. Now, whenever user makes a call, listen carefully. Whenever user makes a call to this application, the data will be traversed in a format of either JSON or XML. Got my point? Clear my point, everybody?
Clear, sir. Clear.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so always the data will traverse in a format of JSON or XML. So now what is your notes? What is your notes? First point, when a client makes a request, the request will be parsed in a format of JSON. What is meant by JSON?
Yeah,
JavaScript object notation.
Object notation. Object notation. Or you got my point? In the,
yes, sir.
the request object, we have two information. What are all those? Anyone can explain?
Header and body.
Header and
body.
When I say request contain two things. One is request header
and request body.
And request body. Or you got my point?
Yes.
Based on this request object, server will catch the request and process the request. Who is your server, API or application?
Application.
Which
API,
the
API,
server
API, 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 API.
process the
API.
request and generate the response. Generate the response from the API application. Am I right? Everybody clear with this point?
Clear.
Everybody.
Yes, sir.
You make a request. You make a request from your Angular to API. API will get that request, process the request, and then what will happen? It will send the response. Or you got my point? So what is the format the response is?
JSON.
Again, it is a JSON.
Yes.
Again, it is a JSON
JSON.
or XML. Or you got my point? You
Yes, sir.
understand?
Clear, sir.
Clear? Now, in the response object, we have two information. We have two information. What are all
Header
those?
and body. Header and body only.
Same as
Yes,
it
sir,
is.
same.
Response always contain response header and
Response body.
response body. Great. Who is that? Sir,
Saudagar.
prove me how the response and request will be shown in any application. Let me go open a browser. Okay, take some browser and say, hold on a second. Now, open a Chrome. I'm having a swiggy.com. Listen carefully. I have a swiggy.com. Now, when you click on Swiggy, you are getting a UI or not? Say yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes, sir.
Everybody.
Yes, yes, sir.
This swiggy.com, right click, inspect element. Now in the source,
Network.
now again you refresh. It got lot of data, right?
Yes, sir.
Or you got my point? Now in the data, you see there is a request and response will be there. I will show you.
Sir, sorry, can you tell me like what we see in elements, what we see in console, and what we
Forget
see in source?
about that one. Just I'm talking about the request and response. Don't worry about it. You see here, swiggy.com URL. Say yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, yes, sir.
You have a Swiggy URL. In the Swiggy URL, you see general, response header, request header. You got it? Say yes or no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Everybody,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
you got the
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
request and response.
Yes, sir.
Now, if you look into the request, you see lot of information, cookie value, set cookie, from which when it is making a request, all these contents will be passed from browser to your server. Similar way, you make a request. What is your method type? Get. What is your path? Slash. Is there any cookies available? Like that, a request and response will be available. And then if you go here in the response, the entire HTML content will be served from the server. This HTML content will be loaded in the application in your browser. Now you all understand? Everybody clear?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Everybody.
Yes, sir.
Chandrasekhar, Ankit, Aniket,
Yes, sir.
Bandi Kumar,
Yes, sir.
Suresh, Shyamji, Swati Kolli, Sudhakar Bosde, Raghavendra Mishra, Mohan Bera. Everybody can able to understand this or not?
Yes, sir.
Or you got
Yes,
my
sir.
point? Now
Yeah.
everybody clear with that? So how the request and response for any application, it is not only for Swiggy portal. You take any application, always will be from the browser, a request will be processed. That request will be sent back to the server. With the help of what is the protocol?
HTTP.
Request and response can be transmitted. Which protocol? HTTP is a protocol will help me to traverse data from front-end application to
Backend.
back-end application. What is front-end and what is back-end?
UI and API.
Is front end, sir. Backend means API.
Any application built
User
with user
interface.
interface. Any application builds with user interface will be called as front-end application. Or you got my point?
Yes,
Say yes
sir.
or no?
Yes, sir.
Say
Yes,
yes
sir.
or no? Any application built with the front end will be built with user interface will be called it as front end application. Any application built without interface, without user interfaces will be called as back-end application. Or you got my point?
Yes, sir.
In back-end application, entire business logic will be available. Or you got my point? No front end will hold the business logic. Always your back end API will hold the business validation, business logic, and database communication. Understand my point?
Yes.
Everybody clear?
Yeah, clear, sir.
Everybody.
Yes, sir.
Manish Kumar, diff sir means what? Manish,
Yes, sir.
what is diff sir?
Can you repeat, sir, again?
No,
Div
you
dot sir.
typed diff dot sir. Okay,
Uh,
fine.
no.
Clear my point? Do you have any questions on this?
Sir, MVC is a front end or backend then?
I will come. I'll come there.
Includes both.
MVC is a, see, to build any front end application, any front end or back end application, we require a design pattern. Understand my point? We require a design pattern. The most useful pattern in the industry is MVC. Clear my point? Forget about you are going to develop a front end. Forget about you are going to develop a backend. Any application you require MVC. Or you got my point? B2B Java application, Spring application, B2B .NET Core application, B2B Python application, B2B Angular is following a MVC. Even React also following the MVC. Or you got my point? I will prove you in later point of time. How can I say Angular will be used an MVC design pattern? Okay. Everybody clear with that? MVC is the design pattern.
Sir, I have heard that Angular is MVVM.
Come again?
Like I have read, means I use Angular. Angular is MVVM, right? MVVM.
I don't understand.
Uh,
Can you be clear?
Angular is MVVM, right? Model view
No.
model.
The old thing is MVVM. Right now, the new thing is MVC.
Sir, a controller
MV
not there.
Come again?
Controller is not there, na, in Angular.
Controller is your TS file.
Okay, got.
All your see, what is controller?
Takes request.
What we are
Okay. What is your controller?
It takes request and give the response.
Whenever you make a request, the request will be catched with the help of controller, right?
Correct.
Can I say controller is a bus stand? Each and every request URL will be your buses. A controller can have n number of action methods.
Yes.
So can I say controller is a bus stand?
Yes, we can say.
Can I say every action method is an independent bus numbers?
Yes, we can say.
Come again?
Yes.
Why I am saying that? Anyone can think about it? You have n number of URLs. First one is HTTP : localhost is your URL. Right? Any URL will start with 4000, something like that. Now HTTP : localhost : 4000 / product list. And I am creating a one more. I'm creating a one more saying that HTTP : localhost : 4000 / get product by ID. Everybody clear? Say yes or no. How many URLs you are having?
3.
Everybody, how many URLs you are having?
3, sir.
3.
3 URLs you are having. And all these 3 URLs will comes into a single class called product controller. Clear my point? Product controller. In this product controller, you will have list is one of the method. Product list get product by ID is one of the method. And I have normal display is one of the method. Can I say everything is a separate bus in a bus stand?
Yes, sir.
Can I say everything is a separate bus in a bus stand or not?
Yes, sir, we can say.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Or you got my point? See, the first bus is HTTP localhost. It is hitting the bus stand so that all the customers are getting into the bus and bus is leaving from that bus stand. Clear my point? Clear my point?
Clear.
Same way, get product ID is a separate bus. That bus comes with a different number. What is your number? HTTP localhost
ID.
get product by ID is your bus.
ID.
Or you got my point? So every individual request will have a individual action method. Clear my point? Every individual method will have a every individual URL associated with it. Am I right or wrong? My statement is right or wrong? Please say yes or no.
Sir, it is right.
Every,
Right, sir.
Right, sir.
or you got my point? So that is called MV. That is called controller. Now coming back, I will explain how the MVC architecture will work, so that you guys can understand. New, don't save. Assume, hold on a second. This guy is irritating me. Calm down. Now take this guy. Assume this is your application. Listen carefully, this is your application. Okay? In this application, I am having a controller. Okay? And I am having a model. And then I am having a view. And then, see, when you make a request, to whom you are making a request? Controller or model or view? To whom
Controller.
we are making a request?
Controller.
Controller. Right? And then controller will catch the request. What is your first point? Controller receives a request. Clear? Am I correct or wrong? And then call a model. Call a model for data. And then pass model data to view. Model data to view. Am I right or wrong? Am I right or wrong?
Right, sir.
So what happened? The controller will catch the request, pass to the model. Model will give the data back to the controller, and then controller will give the data to the view. View will send a response back. Clear my point? So
Sir,
here
when you are saying model, are you saying DB context?
model will be a DB context. Model will be an object. Model based DB context will be called it as a repository. It is not a model will basically hold the data. Holding the data is nothing but model. Understand?
Not understood, sir.
Not understand?
No, sir.
I'll explain. Don't worry. Assume model is holding data. See, you want to get the list of product. Where you will hold the data of that product? In the DB context or a separate class called product model, list of product model?
Sir, but DB context is bringing the data, na? So it is that model, right?
No, DB context is a repository. It is not a model. It's a repository layer where it is trying to interact with the database to fetch the data. DB context always be a repository. It is not a data holder. Who is holding the data?
Model.
Model. Now you understand?
Got it.
See, you are writing a query. You are getting a data set. Can I pass the same data set to the controller level?
No.
Now what you will do? That data you are converting into an object. Right?
Yes.
That object will be called it as model. Now you got the point?
Yes, sir. No one understood.
Everybody. Model always will hold the data. Model always will be hold the data.
Sir, a model contains properties, right, sir?
Yes, you are right. Model always contain a property. Clear my point?
Sir, then in MVC, DB context, where it will come then? Means it is not in model, it is not in controller, it is not in view, then where it is?
It is a separate layer they will create called as repository. But people will not talk about that. Clear my point?
Okay.
See, the typical Microsoft suggested architecture is MVC for front-end purpose. From back-end, you will have a service layer, you will have a repository layer. You won't do anything on the controller or view or model. The most of the business logic will be reside in service layer. Most of your business logic will, database access logic will be reside in repository layer. I will explain that, don't worry. Clear my point?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Suresh, you understand?
Yeah. Yeah, clear, sir. Pretty clear, sir.
Or you got the point? Banti Kumar? Abhijit?
Yes, sir, got it.
Amit Kaur? Amit Kaur,
Yes, sir.
you got the point?
Yeah.
Hey, please talk. If you guys are not understand, I am ready to take 10 times. Anybody doesn't understand, you feel free to talk me. Vijay Singh, newly joined. Vijay Singh. Saudakar Bosle,
Yes, sir.
Ravi Kumar Reddy. You understand my point?
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
Can you all go for unmute? I'll ask few questions to you guys. Let's
Yes, sir.
build together.
Yes.
Everybody can unmute.
Yeah.
Let's build a. I want to see everybody should be unmuted for 10 minutes. Okay, great. Let's talk about how the MVC core architecture will be. Basically, what happened is in MVC, you will bring a layer like this. This is your big architecture. What will happen? Any request you are receiving with the help of middleware. I'll tell you what is middleware. Don't worry about it. Or you got my point? Middleware is the place all your incoming request to the URL will be happen. What is
Okay,
this?
sir.
Middleware.
What is this?
Middleware.
Middleware. What are all the things we can do in middleware?
Sir, how can you find, sir, this is in a middleware?
Middleware define, identify routes. Middleware
Authorization.
mapping controllers. I'll tell you all these things in later point of time. Don't worry about it. Mapping, map controllers. Okay. So, and then this request will pass to the controller.
Controller.
This is your controller. Clear my point?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Clear.
This is your controller. Now, my question here to everyone, will the controller has a method or data?
Method. It has a method. I action
Method.
Controller
result.
always has a
Methods.
controller always has a
Method.
Methods.
So, if a method is available in the controller, how can I get the data from the middleware? For that, I have a common layer here.
Service.
No,
No,
not
no.
service. I'll come.
Routing.
I will have a common layer in top.
Model.
Clear my point? What is this?
Model.
This is your model. Clear my point? So a middleware will talk to model. Controller also will talk to model. Whenever a request make from middleware to controller, controller will get the data from the model. Clear my point?
Yes.
Yeah.
Everybody clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
For
Now,
sir.
front-end, we didn't pass models, sir.
come again.
For front-end side, we didn't pass models, sir. But how can that middleware find, sir, that same model? We have a lot of models, right? Or suppose
I'm not
order model.
understanding. Can you, Aniket, can you raise your question? I'll definitely answer your question. Aniket, please go ahead your question.
No, sir, I don't have any question actually. I'm
Somebody
pretty
has
much good.
asked some question.
Yeah.
Who is that?
Sir, me, sir, Ravi Kumar.
Who? Suresha.
Ravi Kumar, sir. Ravi Kumar.
Ravi Reddy. Yeah, please go ahead, Ravi.
I think in our project, lot of models are there, sir. How can you find?
I got it. In a project,
Middleware, sir.
have
What type of?
in a project you can have different models. How are you going to define that this model will be used for?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Right?
yes,
Same
sir, yes,
question.
sir. Exactly,
Same
exactly.
question.
Let's take an example. I want to create product into the DB. Which model you will use? I have 4 models in my project. One is product model, another one is order model, another one is user model, another one is account info model. Clear, Ravi?
Yeah,
Hello?
yes, sir, yes, sir.
Now I want to create a
Yes,
product.
sir. Hello.
I want to create a product. Which model will you use? Will you use product model or will you use order model?
Model.
Product model.
Yeah, product model only. But how can that find, sir, middleware?
Come again?
If you create product models, product model means we can come to product model only. But how can middleware find that we want
Product
to create
model.
only product model only?
Because you are creating a route. You are creating a route from the middleware saying that this is the method I need to call for this URL. You are registering the route in such a way that, see, I have a bus number 101. I have bus number 102. I have bus number 103. How many buses I have? 3 buses.
3 buses.
Right?
Yes,
In a
yes.
bus stand, a bus number 101 comes, people can easily understand that 101 will go to this place so that I'm going to get into that. Right?
Exactly, yes.
Sir, but middleware will
Say,
directly not
listen,
contact with model.
listen. Let me finish.
Yes.
I'm not completed. Let me finish. Can I say people are model?
Sorry, sir.
Am I right or wrong? People are called as models. They are data to the bus, right?
Right.
Okay. Similar way, in a request of URL makes, I know what model is required for catching the data. You understand my point? Whenever user makes a request from the browser, I can easily know which model is required to collect the data. If I'm trying to, Ravi,
Yes, yes.
you understand, right? Ravi Kumar,
But some little. Yes, sir, sir. Hello.
you understand, right?
Yeah, understand, but small confusion, sir. In our controller, a lot of models are used, sir, sometimes. That
It
time what
depends on
happens,
the
sir?
requirement, Ravi. In code, I will make you more clear. Don't worry about it.
Okay, sir.
Okay, I will write a code from tomorrow onwards. Don't worry.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Today I'm going to explain the flow. Tomorrow onwards, we are going to start writing the code.
Okay, sir.
So at the time of writing the code, you definitely understand why I'm talking that.
Okay, sir.
Got it?
Yes,
Assume
sir.
there is a model which has a data. Don't get into depth. If you get into depth, you won't understand the layer architecture. My intention here to understand the layer architecture, right? Each layer, what is the purpose? Clear my point? Everybody clear?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Can I proceed further?
Yeah.
Okay, now coming back. So
Yes, sir.
controller has a method or data.
Method.
Method.
How you are getting data to the method? With the
From
help of?
model.
No, models
From the
only.
model.
With the help of?
Models only.
Model.
Now, what will happen? Controller will pass that particular request to a service layer. Which layer I am passing?
Service layer.
Which layer is I am passing? Service layer. Where I do have two things can do here. One is
Service layer.
BV and
Service
BL. What is BV? What is BL? Business validation and business
Business
logic.
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 You should not write any business validation in the controller. You always write business
The methods
validation
only.
and business logic in the service layer.
Service
You got
only.
my point? So, to implement business validation and business logic, do you need a method or model? Data.
Model, sir.
You need only a method, not a data. Data
Okay.
is come from model.
Okay.
Or you got my point?
Yes, sir.
Clear.
Clear?
Yeah. Methods. Yes, sir. Based on methods.
Now,
Yes.
based on the controller, it will call the service method. Now, where you are going to get the data for the method? Again, from the model.
Model.
Clear?
Yes.
Everybody clear?
Clear.
Yes, sir.
And then, now, I have a database here. I have a database here. Assume I want to insert data to the database. Where is the cursor is going? Yeah. Assume I have a database. Clear my point? Now, to insert data to the database, I need to have a layer called repository. What layer I have?
Repository.
I have a layer called repository. Clear my point? Am I make sense?
Clear.
Yeah.
To create that repository layer to pass the data to the database, do I need a method here or data? Here
Method.
also I have a method.
Yes.
Clear my point? So now if you look into the logically layered, this service layer is getting data to this, and again it will insert into the data. Where you are getting from the data? Getting from the model. You all understand the flow?
Sir,
Everybody
no, sir.
understand
Can
the
you
flow?
please, sir, please,
Yes,
can you
sir.
please come again, sir?
See, you are making a request. The request will be directed by route and map. It will come to the controller as a method where you are getting data from the model, right?
Yes, sir.
And then you are calling a service to do a business validation and business logic. Once that has been successful, you want to store the data in the database. For that, you are going to the repository. Repository has a method or data?
Method.
Method. Where to get the data?
Model.
Where to get the data?
Database.
From the model.
Model. From the model.
From the model or from the database. Or you got my point? See, there are two ways.
Sir,
When
where
you
is
pass
who?
data from front to back, you will get data to the repository through model. When you get data from back to front, you will get data from the database. Clear my point? I'll tell that. It's very easy to understand. Probably you may not understand right now. I will explain that. Okay, tomorrow I will give you notes. In that notes, I can explain. Don't worry. Clear?
Sir, where is view?
Come again.
Where is view?
I'll come. I'm not completed view. Don't worry. Swati, you understand?
Yes, sir.
Now, after successful completion, the repository will give a response back to the service, because this method is calling this method. So once this method completed, what will happen? It will give the response back to this service.
Service.
Again, this
Service
guy
linked
will
to the
give
controller.
Yeah.
Controller.
Now, all validations, getting data, everything is completed. Now, what I'm going to do, the controller will give a data to the view. Clear my point?
Yes.
Controller will return a view. Where you are getting the data? From the model. Clear my point? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
That is why you will have a view here. And then once the view has been generated, view cannot directly send to the user. View will give a response back to the middleware. Middleware will give the response to the end user. This is the architecture typically for ASP.NET Core. This typical architecture will be called it as ASP.NET Core. MVC. Clear my point?
Yes.
Everybody clear with this point? Is it make sense or not?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Everybody say yes or no. If
Yes,
you're not
sir.
understand, you have to speak.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Everybody, I want to
Yes,
say
sir.
or no.
I can understand.
Everybody, at least people cannot talk. Please put it in the chat. I will be more happy whether you understand or not.
Right.
Please put it in the chat whether you understand or not.
So what is the difference between routes and map controller? Like, what is the purpose of both?
See,
Knowing
route
that.
is basically to define the method, match the method. Got the point?
Okay.
Map controller is, for example, when you get a request, there are 2 or 3 controllers will be there. Which controller I need to direct first, in which method I need to invoke. That is the reason we go for that.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody want to take a screenshot? Please take a screenshot. Put it in the group.
Sir, I have a doubt, sir.
Yeah, please go ahead. Your doubt. I'm happy with
Okay,
that.
sir. Yeah, sir. Sir, actually, model contains properties only, right, sir? How come data gets stored in the models? Data.
Model is required a property. What is the purpose of property? Why do we need a property?
To holding
So for
data.
accessing the value
Forget about Suresh. I'll put you in a
and
different. In a property, there are two accessors. What are all those?
Get set.
Get and
Set.
set. Why do we need a get and why do we need a set?
You want to?
set is for assigning value, get is for retrieving the value.
Yes, sir.
So, are you for a property, you are maintaining a data or not?
Yes,
You
sir.
only said. I'm not speaking. You only said in a property, it is for setting the data, it is for retrieving the data. So,
Yes,
end
sir.
of the day, what property is holding?
Data.
Data.
Yes.
Am I right?
Yes, sir. Yes. I got it.
What is variable?
To hold the data.
To hold the data. What is property?
For assigning and retrieving the
It is also holding the data in a
Hold the
single
data. Yes, yes.
variable is not a secured way to hold the data. Whereas property, it is a secured way to hold the data. Am I right?
Sir, then what is the difference between a property and a variable?
Both are same. More security will be available. It's an encapsulation concept. See, you will hold a value with the private variable. Let's take an example. In your home, you want to pass any information from inside the home or take information from outside the home. Can I come to your home and take your property outside? Is it possible?
No.
Can I come to your home, take your property outside? Is it okay?
No, not okay.
Why? If I need the data, I need to request you. You have to give the data to me, right? If I want anything from your home, I'll come to Suresh, I come to Ravi, I come to Saudakar saying that, hey guys, give me some so-and-so information in your home. You have to go and take that and give it to me. Until and unless you are not giving that information, that property to me, is it private to you or is it public? Is it public to all?
Private.
It is private to you.
Yeah.
So property, whatever the data it is available, it is private to the particular property. Suresh, you understand now?
Yes, sir.
But variable can also be private, right?
Variable, you can make it private, but it is not more secure, right?
Why, sir?
See, if you make variable is private, can I access that variable outside the class?
No, not accessible.
If I make use of property, can I access the property outside the class?
Yes.
In a secured manner. See,
Sir,
I'll give you an
again,
example. I have a class product where I'm declaring a variable private int product ID. Can I access that product ID outside the class of product?
No, sir.
No. If I can wrap that particular private variable as a property, on top of that, I'm encapsulating with the property. Can I access that data outside the class in a secured manner?
No.
Yes.
Yes.
With the help of property, you can get.
Okay, property. Yeah.
With the help of property, you can get it in a secured manner.
Yes,
Sir,
sir. I think
what
it's
is, sir, then
a variable.
private access modifier no use. No, means if I'm using private property outside the class means it is public only, na then.
Come again.
Sir, then if I'm using a private property outside the class means what is the difference between that private and public? It is behaving like public, na?
See, I want to set certain property as set method. I want to get certain property value as a get method. Can I make read only property? Can I make write only property?
Yes.
With the help of private variable?
Yes.
That's it.
Okay. Got,
Now
sir.
you got the point?
Yes, sir. 100%.
Okay. Property can have get and set. What is the purpose of get? We can get data from the property. What is the purpose of set? We can assign data to the property. But will the property variable is holding that value or private variable is holding that value? Let's take an example. I think you are confusing. Let me give an example. See here, you declared a variable as private int product ID, right? And public int product ID. Okay. Here I'm going to say get. Okay. Listen carefully. I'm using a get method. Here, oh my God, sorry. Here I'm saying return underscore product ID. Can I assign data to this property from outside?
No,
Why?
as it is private.
Because this data, this property we'll call it as a read-only property. I can read data from this property. Clear my point?
Mhm.
Clear my point?
Yeah,
Or-
clear.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
What if I want to write only property? What I need to do? Same public
Use
in
only set.
product ID. I have to say set and say here underscore product ID equal to value. Can I assign value to this property? Can I assign value
sir.
to this property?
Yes,
Yes, sir. With the help of set, we can.
Say yes or no.
yes, sir.
If I
Yes, sir.
assign value to this property, will that property this property will give the value back to somewhere places? No, right? Only you can assign the data, but you cannot retrieve the data. Why? Because it has only set. If I have both get and set, I can assign value, I can get value. Clear my point?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay.
Is it a secured way compared to normal variable?
Yes, sir.
Ramnath Reddy, is there? The one he asked me. Is he available or not? I think he left. Raghavendra, Ravi Kumar Reddy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Understand, sir.
Understand, right?
Yes, yes, sir.
That is the concept.
Sir, one small question.
Yeah, please go ahead, Saudakar.
Sir, private properties, is it accessible outside the class or no?
Private property you should not have. Property always be a public. Inside the private property, you will have, inside the public property, you will have a private variable. There
Not
is no
understood.
concept called private property.
There is no concept. Means if I declare private property, then error.
It will throw error. Property
Okay,
always
okay.
be a public.
100% understood now.
Come again?
Completely understood.
Okay. Anybody have any questions? Feel free to ask. I have 10 more minutes. See, my intention, let me clearly put you here. I will teach daily 1 hour to 1 hour 15 minutes. To take your time, go through the recording, whatever the way you want. Clear my point? Every day or 2 days once, I'm expecting an assignment from you guys to do practice on a daily basis. Even if you don't know, in the group you put it. Either me or other people who are already done, they will respond back. Let all work as a team. I'm not interested to be a trainer. I'm interested to be a coach. You all understand the difference?
Yes.
You all understand the difference? What is meant by coach and what is meant by trainer? Trainer will teach. Coach will guide. Trainer will teach. Coach will guide. I want to be a coach. I don't want to be a trainer. Clear my point?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I will guide you guys. I will explain you the concepts. I will make you to understand the concepts. At the same time, I want you guys to implement on a daily basis. How many of you say yes?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
sir.
Yes.
Definitely,
Yes,
sir.
yes.
Yes.
Put it in a chat. At least for this question, I need an answer from you guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay then. Thank you. We'll meet by tomorrow at same time 9. Sometimes 9, 9:15 I will join because of my office calls and all those things. Please bear with me. Clear?
Yes.
Yeah,
Great.
okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you guys. Have
Okay.
a great day. If you want
Yeah,
any
same to you, sir.
changes, if you want any update or anything, if you want to contact me, talk to Shiva. The person who is talking to you guys, talk to Shiva.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much,
Okay.
sir.
He will guide you and he will give my number. Okay.
Sir, just one more minute.
Come again.
Uh, ask one doubt.
Come again.
Hello? Sir, I want to ask one last doubt.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Sir, actually, I faced an interview last week and it was an offline interview. So he argued me a lot that DB context and repository will come inside the model only. Why you're saying that only a model will have a property? So that's why I asked that out. And at the end, he told that no, DB context class and repository class will come inside the model only.
No. Repeat the question.
Sir, last week I gave an interview. It was an offline interview in a big MNC organization. So he asked me about the MVC architecture on a white.
Hmm.
So in that he told me that DB context class and repository will come inside the model only.
No. Repository is a separate layer. You should not have it in the model. If we have it in the model, tomorrow I want to pass the same data to different layer or different application. He has to rework both model and repository. I'm totally disagree with him.
Yes, sir. I also told him the same thing, but he told that a model means something which brings data. So DB context brings data means DB context will come under the model. That's
Is it
his.
a DB context is a method or is it a DB context is a data holder?
Sir,
Repository.
he is saying that DB
My
context will
question
bring
is
data
very
means it
simple.
will.
DB context is a method to get the data or DB context is a data holder.
Bring data.
What is DB context?
It brings
DB
data.
context as a connection string which
You want to
internally
connect with the
executes
data.
right?
Yes, sir.
So whenever you execute the command, the data, that execution will return your results, right?
Mhm.
That result you are holding in an object,
Yes.
right? What is that object? Is it a model or it is a repository?
It is a model. 100%
It
it is
is
a
a
model.
model. So how I can say my repository and model are same? Now you all understand my point, right, Saudakar?
Yes, sir. As per him, model means something which brings data.
Say, sometimes what happen, people may not theoretically, practically may not understand here. Chalta hai.
Yes. Ah,
Okay. Did
yes.
I had clearly proved you, right?
Yes, yes, sir.
See,
Sir,
yeah.
is
Aniket.
there any difference between like earlier MVC model structure and this core MVC?
See, earlier MVC, you don't have a middleware.
Yeah.
MVC core has a middleware.
Okay.
And in the middleware, you will have few more concepts like IOC, dependency injection. There are a lot of other concepts that comes into picture. And you can have an object lifetime, service lifetime. All these things are comes into it. Earlier, you don't have those kind of things.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
You got the point?
Maybe. Yeah. Maybe that interviewer referring that old MVC, I believe. Not sure, but
See,
just guessing.
the old MVC basically what will happen? you will have a application start and session start method. Whenever you make a request, the session start will be first get hitted, right?
Yeah.
And the session start, you will call an controller by configuring routes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Am I
Yes.
right or wrong? Say yes or no.
Yes. Yes. Right.
But in MVC core, you don't have a concept called app global.asax.
ASX.
It is
Yes.
outdated.
Right. Right. Right.
Any request comes, they will have a class called web application builder.
Sir, routes.cs
Builder
also class.
will build and configure everything based on the request. Understand?
Sir, routes.cs is also class na in old MVC.
Come again?
Routes.cs class.
Everything is gone. Latest 8 version, everything is gone. It's a one file called program.cs. That program.cs will be called it as a middleware. You can build, construct everything in that program.cs file.
Okay.
And one more thing. What is the version right now I am teaching? It is a LTS support. What is meant by LTS?
Long-term support.
Long-term support. The .NET Core 4.6 point something 6 point till 6.0, everything will be, people are not supporting. Everything will vanish.
Okay.
Got the point?
Yes.
Anybody have any questions?
Clear, sir.
Come again? Everybody clear?
Clear, sir. Clear, sir.
Okay. I think we
Sir,
are already delayed by 20 minutes.
How-
I'm sorry, guys. I take more of your
How-
time.
How routing happen in old MVC, then app.map routes is there in core MVC. How in old MVC?
Saudakar,
Yes.
we'll do everything by one by one.
Okay. Okay. Sorry, sir. Okay, sir.
Because you are asking more technical detail. There may be a freshers, there may be a senior people, there may be a junior guys.
Okay. Sorry, sir. Sorry, sir.
If we go that much depth, they will confuse and next day they won't come.
Exactly.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
They
Exactly.
feel in. See, the problem here is, I'll tell you, Saudakar, we guys are matured enough to write code and logic so that everybody can understand, right? There are people may not know technology and believing us and coming into this session, right? So we need to think them as well, so that we will go step by step, build it, so that everybody can be equal to us. Agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So
sir.
that-
I agree. Yes, sir. I agree. Agree.
Okay. So
Yes.
I'm sorry if I hurt you. I'm
No,
sorry.
no, sir. I'm sorry. No, sir. I'm sorry. Sorry. Sir.
Okay. Manish Kumar. I think Manish is sleeping. Night 10
Hello.
o'clock, right?
No, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Are you sleeping?
No, sir. Some noise are coming my background.
Hey,
That's
somebody put cry. Why? Suresh, what happened?
No, no, sir. Just laughing.
Why? It's not laugh, it is cried.
Okay, okay. Maybe wrong emoji has been selected.
Good. Good, guys. I think I felt more happy.
Yeah, we are too, sir. Thanks, sir. It was like a lot of informative session.
Okay.
Sir, your content delivery is very strong.
Come again?
Very strong.
I don't understand what you guys are talking.
Sir, your content delivery means teaching is very strong. I am saying.
Thank you. Thank you for that. I want everybody should be happy to learn from me. Swati, what is your opinion? You are not giving a feedback. It's not bad, sir. It's not good, sir. Huh?
No, sir, it's too good.
Okay, then.
I'm
Okay,
very
fine.
happy to join here.
Okay, thank you.
So which Celsius we are working on, .NET 8 or 6?
I am as, let me stop my recording. I'll explain about mine.
Yeah, sure.